Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. You know, lately with the new version of Lightburn, the 1.2 and above, I guess now there's been another patch. I've gotten a lot of messages and emails about my coin video. And if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link to it at the end of the video, as well as in the description down below. But a lot of people are concerned that Lightburn has taken away the function line after fill, and that's just not true. This is just a newer version, a better version of Lightburn, and there's a slightly different process to go about in order to achieve that line after fill. And in fact, the new process allows you to do much more than just the line after fill. So with that said, let's jump right over into the software and let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here in Lightburn, this is the coin, or one side of it anyway, that I got so much feedback on. And the way that I did this was I came in here and I created different layers for this. And the first layer was I did a fill with a scan angle of 45 degrees, and then I created a second layer on top of that, and then a third. So let me show you the difference now using the new cut editor. Now I know this is different from how it looked in the video, but I want to show you how the new cut editor makes this even better. So let me, with this layer selected, what I'm going to do is show you down here in the library how I've changed and created a library for the business card, as you can see right here. So if I expand this, and I've got my 2-inch coin, that's the only one I've got in here right now, and I've got hatched. If I assign this to that layer up there, you'll see that it just changed to multi. So in multi, let's bring it up and let's see what the new process is. So now you can see that this is linked to the library, so all of these are locked right here. But let me unlink it so that we can, and there's an unlink up here, so that you can see exactly what I did here. So the very first layer, I've got the 45 degree scan. The second layer, I've got the negative 45 degree scan, which creates the crosshatch. The third layer is what was in the previous version of Lightburn, the line after fill. And now you see that the speed on the third layer is 315 power, whereas the speed on the first two layers was 6,050% power. So now I've got the two layers, then I've got the line after fill, and then I've got the final sweep. Sublayer number 4 is 6,020% in a zero scan, which scans bottom to top and cleans off all of the debris that's left on the coin. And that's just how simple it is. Let me show you just how easy this was to set up. So I've got layer number 1. I'll just erase everything here and start from scratch. We'll forget about the library entry for now. So I've got layer number 1, okay? Layer number 1 I want to put in fill mode. And I want that fill mode to be at a scan angle of 45 degrees. Then I just click the plus button. Instead of creating new layers, I just click the plus button. Layer number 2 I also want to be in fill mode, but I want that to be a negative 45 degrees. So now I have my first two layers. Then I just hit the plus again. I could do this up to 10 times if I wanted to. So now in the third one, I want the line after fill. So here's my two fills, which is my crosshatch. And now over here is the line that's going to come back and just put a line around all of these letters in here and make everything stand out. So on this one, I'm going to go 320 power. And then I'm going to add one more layer, and this layer is going to be another fill layer to come back and sweep everything off. And this one I'm going to do also at 6,000 and 20% power. So now we've started over here with the fill. I didn't set my speeds here. So this was supposed to be 6,000 and 50% power. Then the second one, 6,000, 50% power. And then the third one, 6,000, this is supposed to be 300 and 20% power. And then the fourth one, 6,000 and 20% power. So that's my whole, that's everything right there. That's all of the settings that I had that I brought in over here when I clicked on this one and assigned it to the layer. So now I've got 6,050 on the first, and this should be, and I do find that this doesn't hold its settings until you go through it a couple of times. So the scan angle's changed, -45, and then we've got the line, and then we've got the fill. So now this is ready to go. That is the only bug that I've seen so far, is that it doesn't hold the scan angles and sometimes the speed, so you have to go back and double and triple check to make sure that everything's okay. So the first one is now 6,000 speed, 50% power in fill mode at a 45-degree scan angle. The second layer is 6,000 speed, 50% power, -45-degree angle. So there's our cross hatch. The third layer is 300 speed, 20% power, which does all of our lines around the letters. And then the fourth and final layer is 6,000 speed, 20% power in fill mode with a 0-degree scan angle, which comes up and cleans off this entire path. And I'm probably going to change this now to 8,000 on this last pass here so that it's a little bit faster. I haven't actually made the changes yet in the library, but I'm going to go back and change that in the library. And that's all there is to it. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, all on the same layer here. See, I have my black and my red. So that makes this really nice because, you know, you don't have a whole bunch of layers here to deal with. So let's take a preview of that and see what's going to happen. We'll bring this back to the beginning and we'll hit play. And we'll run this up to 40 times speed. And you'll see here comes my first layer, which is relieving the letters on here. So it's burning out everything in white that you see here, the names, the text, and also the background here will stand proud. There's the second one going across at a negative. Now here's where it's going in and doing the line after the fill. If you can see that, it's moving kind of quickly. And then finally, it's going to come back and sweep off all of the debris at a low power, high speed, so that the coin is nice and clean and doesn't need any post prep after it's done burning. There you go. I mean, that's just how easy this is. So I just wanted to make a quick tutorial on this, and then you can always come down here, and once you've got it set up the way you want, you do your test burn, everything works out great, then just come down here and say create new from layer. That new library that you create will now be ready to use on all of your future coin projects, and you don't have to change anything. You see, there really isn't a difference. The only difference is you now have tabs and you don't have that line after fill. So this, in my opinion, is much easier to use than the way that I originally did the coin. Now I did wind up finding the resolve to that sublayer problem, not maintaining the settings, and you have to think ahead, design your sublayer, I guess in your head or on paper, and figure out how many layers do I need. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 sublayers. If you create those 4 sublayers first and then go back and edit the settings, then it all works fine. So I am going to report that bug to Lightburn about the sublayers not maintaining the values if you create them on the fly. But if you create them all first, just create the first 4 layers, it works perfectly. So there's no problem with going back and having to check your settings after you've already originally set them. So there you have it. That is pretty much everything that I have to say about the sublayers, the version 1.2 the end of line and fill, and I should say the next level up from line and fill. And like I said, Lightburn doesn't take away features. They add new and better features. And sometimes, you know, it may take just a minute for us to jump over that learning curve and figure out how to use it. But once you figure out how to use it, and, you know, I was impressed from the first time that I saw it. I thought it was, you know, the greatest thing since apple pie. But a lot of people got very confused, and a lot of people actually downgraded their version of Lightburn just so that they could get that line after fill back. Well, you don't need to do that. There's no reason to downgrade it. This is a better feature. It keeps you much more organized, where you only have to work in 2 layers instead of working in 4 different layers on your screen. It makes life much easier. It makes it easier to maneuver between the layers and check all of your settings, and it just makes the software easier to use. So with all of that said, I just want to take a minute to thank everybody that watches the channel, subscribes to the channel, donors that send in the donations, my Patreons that donate regularly every month. You guys are all wonderful. I really appreciate it. And I also want to take a moment to mention that there is a new sponsor for the channel. Monport Lasers is going to be sponsoring the channel every month. So that's going to help out a lot, and we should be able to get a lot more videos put out because of that. I'd be able to dedicate a lot more time to doing this and a lot less time to doing my laser servicing out in the field here locally. So that's another great thing that's happened recently, and I just wanted to share that with you and give a big thank you to everybody that watches, subscribes, donates, Patreons, you know, everyone. It's just awesome that the channel has grown the way that it has, and there's a lot more new things coming. Oh, and by the way, I haven't forgotten about Accessory Week. I had planned on getting a couple more videos out on the accessories during Accessory Week, so I guess we're going to extend that maybe to Accessory Month or Accessory Month and a half. I don't know, but I am going to get some more accessories out. I've got an inline fan. I've got a couple of air assists to show you. I've got a couple of module upgrades, a whole bunch of new accessories that I might actually pack into, you know, pack one video with a few of them that are related, and try and push them out as quickly as I can. I know you all are appreciating the review videos with the lasers and the accessories, so I'm going to try and get that done just as soon as I can. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.